Evolve version 1.7 is here, and trust me, this release is packed. There's an all-new super fast adaptive theming algorithm which is up to 80% faster than the previous release. The all-new fonts tab with a dedicated online font store. Then there are custom scripts, massive performance improvements, and a ton of bug fixes. Trust me, this is going to be interesting. Okay, let's start by installing Evolve. Now, I already have Evolve installed, so I'm just going to launch it to show you one of the new features. So this is actually old version of Evolve, not really very old, but it's the 1.6.1. Most of you guys have used the 1.6.1 release as of today. Now the 1.7 is here, so I can just click on download and it will automatically download and install the update. You don't have to again reinstall by visiting the website. Okay, the first thing that you're going to notice after installing Evolve is the quick adapt colors. Well, previously what existed there was the adaptive colors. Now quick adapt is actually using a different algorithm than adaptive colors, and in fact it makes quite a difference in raw performance. So what I'm going to do is just select a different wallpaper which has like a different color over here. So for example, this one would be nice, or let's go for this purple color is great. As you can see, it almost changes everything instantly. Everything. So even if I open the GTK4 settings page, you will notice that all the colors have changed accordingly. Now the same goes when I change among different wallpapers. Now this is more performance intensive, especially because the wallpapers are of high quality. So it often took a lot of time in adaptive theming, the original algorithm that I used. But right now it is far more optimized. So let us choose something like this one. So green color. So as you can see, after the thing changes, it automatically applies the color super fast, so it almost happens instantly. So again, let's change to something else. For example, let's go for blue. We have a lot of blue colors over here. Let's go for this one. See, it changes instantly. So even if I turn off the quick adapt colors, it also again happens super fast. So all of these features are there. Now I know some of the extra features which were there in the adaptive theming are not here. Now I will add them eventually, and that is the reason it is not yet available in the public release. But yes, if you want to test this, you can actually join Patreon and help in the development of this app. But be sure it will be out in the future in the public release. And next, you probably have again already noticed is the all-new fonts tab, which basically allows you to change system fonts. So for example, the interface text right now is Ubuntu Sans. I can change it from here directly and choose something else. So let's search for JetBrains Mono, for example this one. So let's go for the regular version. And if I want, I can also test something in the test area, and you can also increase or decrease the size of the font. That also works. So let's put it around 12, and we are going to select JetBrains Mono regular and done. And as you can see, everything over here changes to JetBrains Mono. Now you can do the same thing for monospace text, document text, and more. All of these are actually very much optimized. The main problem that I faced was the font picker. It wasn't really smooth initially because it had to load so many different fonts together at the same time. So it was quite laggy. But right now, as you can see, it is super smooth. It also has a very smooth animation which works perfectly fine. Now that is obviously because of the massive amount of time that went behind the optimization of this area. So that is why it is so smooth, and I really love it. Okay, let's just change this again to something normal. Oh, we don't have that font. So what we can do is just head over to the online font store and just search for Inter. You might have already noticed that Inter is over here, but I want to actually show you the search. It is super fast. So maybe you want to install something like Lobster. So as you can see, everything is super fast. And that is mainly because all of the search results are actually cached already inside Evolve, and they will be changed with each updates. If you want to test the font over here, you can actually write your own preview text and it will be reflected back in all the different styles of Inter. So you can understand how it looks like. So what I'm going to do right now is just hit install. Just wait for a few seconds for the installation to complete, and that's all. As you can see, installation is complete. What we need to do is actually restart Evolve, and that is mainly because else it will not be able to show you the preview of Inter, but it will work just fine if you don't restart. So I'm going to restart for, well, else it won't really look nice. So interface text, and here we go. To search for INTER. As you can see, we have got Inter installed just perfectly. All the different font types are over here. We're going to select Inter Regular, select, and done. As you can see, the Inter font is now applied throughout the user interface. Now, it is Inter tight, by the way, the same thing, I guess. And that's all. Now, you might have again noticed there is the all new font manager. Well, it launches the GNOME font manager. That's all. Now, there is something else here too. This is basically the GNOME font manager. You can do stuff from here. While it is active, Evolve will not be responsive. So you have to close it again in order to continue. So it feels like an in-app experience. Now, there is something else that I need to clear. If you don't have the GNOME Fonts Manager installed, no worries. Evolve actually has its own font manager, so it will launch it if GNOME Font Manager is not available. And this is basically how it looks like. Now, I can actually show you that here itself. So, as you can see, the font page, the online fonts page, this is basically how it is going to look like for every system font that you have installed. And again, you can type there for a quick review. You can uninstall the entire font if you want, or you can delete individual font files from here. Like, for example, this one will delete the regular version of the font, and you can delete also the italics version and more. All of these options are also there. Now, there is also a new thing. Whenever you do a change in some kind of a file, it is now done through this dialog box. So whenever the system is trying to modify certain files, it will be done through this. As you can see, it is for multiple file deletion over here. So it shows that 17 more files will be deleted along with the intertight files. So it gives a warning whenever some system file changes are done. Now, this part is only as of now implemented inside the Evolve fonts area. It will be implemented also in the other parts of the app. So it's much more secure whenever you are deleting or whenever you're trying to delete files. Okay, the next thing is custom bash scripts. Now, there is an implementation of this one that I have shown, like a use case in the Material U Conky video that I posted probably a few months back. But I'm just going to show a pretty basic stuff here. So what I'm going to do is just head over to Home, and maybe let's open this in Terminal. So nano conky.sh. What I'm going to do is just put the word conky here. So basically, it is just going to launch a conky. Before that, let's also put kill all conky. So it removes existing conky, and that's all. Let's save this and chmod +x /conky.sh. That's all done. Now our script is ready to be implemented inside Evolve. What I'm going to name it is basically Conky and link it to the script. Here we go to download. As you can see in the entire user interface, we are using the intertight font. It was changed from Evolve. Looks really nice. So let's select Conky. Here we go. Okay. Add script. Done. Now you can turn on or off the script obviously from here. So whenever you want, you can just turn it off and it won't work for the next time. And you can also change when this script will be run. So first things first, you have wallpaper. So whenever you change the wallpaper, you want the script to run before changing the wallpaper or after changing the wallpaper. You can choose that. Then you have shell theme, obviously the same thing over here, before or after. You can go for that. Then there's the GTK3 theme, GTK4, global theme, adaptive mode. Now by default, it is always ran when before changing the global theme. One thing that you need to remember that for changing before, it is actually asynchronous. So for example, in our case of concave, if I just turn it off, so make this inactive and turn on wallpaper before and choose before. So if I change the wallpaper, I'm going to actually run into certain problems, which I'm going to demonstrate right now. As you can see, I changed the wallpaper, but the system wallpaper actually did not change. Now, that is because the con key is still running in the background, and we have to kill all con key in order to change the system wallpaper, after which it will be ran from evolve. So in such cases, you actually have to head over here and put it after the wallpaper change is complete, so that when we change the wallpaper, maybe we are changing to this one, as you can see, after the wallpaper is changed, the con key is automatically run over there. Now I know it doesn't really make any sense why you would like to run a con key after or before changing the wallpaper, but all of these will make more sense if you watch the Material U con key video that I created earlier. So in such use cases or in specific use cases, you can actually find this feature very handy. Okay, let's again kill all con key and turn off the script. Settings, custom bash scripts, turn it off, done. So these were the main features of Evolve. Now let's talk about some of the other features that I've added. So there's the all new refreshed user interface. There's the modern sidebar icons, which I guess you have noticed already. And there are also some nice, cool glass morphism effect in the sidebar. So for example, you will be able to notice it in the icon section. So there is this subtle thing in the background. I don't know how much noticeable it is over here, but as you can see, the background has this glassy, blurry effect. Slight, but I think it looks really nice. Okay, the next is the all new notification pane. Now, it is actually disabled by default. So as you can see, toggle notification pane, it is disabled by default. If you want, you can enable it over here, and here you go, you get the notification pane at the bottom of the app. So it is basically going to show you all the new stuff that is coming up in Evolve. I'm actually planning to show some other stuff too inside this area, but I don't really think the placement is perfect as of now. So let's find out where this thing goes. So as of now, it is just the bottom bar or something like a notification pane, which is turned off by default. But remember, this feature is specifically available for Trailblazer and Visionary members on Patreon. Okay, next is smoother animations. As you can see here in the extension page, we have the all new live update animation, which actually doesn't update all the extensions together like it used to previously, but instead updates every single extension after it is loaded live. So it looks much smoother and nicer. And finally, in the home page, you have noticed that these things actually take some time to load over here, but it is a good thing. It actually doesn't take much time on my desktop, but I can see there is a bit of a performance drop when I switched over to my laptop, but it is super fast on my desktop. So maybe because I am doing the screen recording in the laptop itself, so that is taking a toll on the performance. But anyway, so what you're going to notice is, well, if you compare it with previous version, you will notice that in this page, especially when you're scrolling through the album section, Evolve actually takes up a lot of RAM because it shows all the pictures over there at their original resolution. What Evolve right now does, it instantly generates low quality samples for showing, or like thumbnails for the albums. So it looks nice. So practically you can't really tell much of a difference because the pictures are so small over here. So it's quite redundant to have them shown at full resolution inside this area. It is actually more noticeable in the wallpaper preview part. So I'm just going to make this smaller. As you can see, the wallpaper preview is actually of lower quality again. So it is much smoother and it doesn't take a lot of toll on the performance. But yeah, it sure does take some time to load, but I guess that's much better than taking up a lot of CPU and RAM usage when trying to display those images. Also, previously when you changed the wallpaper, it would not be updated properly in the Evolve wallpaper preview area. Now that is also fixed along with this all new wallpaper animation, which is now in sync with the system animation. As you can see, when I'm just switching between different wallpapers, they're instantly switching properly. Another thing is the icon section also got a new update. It now shows icons in a better way. Previously, it had some problems over here. Those things are also fixed. And last but not the least, I've switched back to the default title bar. Previously, I tried to give a more consistent experience and also include some of those GTK4 features in the title bar of Evolve itself. Evolve actually had its own title bar previously, but then due to some changes in Flutter, I couldn't really have transparent background, which started the problem. And then there was certain weird terminal error messages which were continuing to repeat because of using the custom title bar. So finally, I just thought in version 1.7, I will just completely scrape it away and use the default GTK3 title bar that Flutter provides. I think it's high time Flutter changes that. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Do like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.